YouTube now, live on X. Okay, just one more minute and then I will start. We are nearly there, people. Very, very nearly there. Very nearly. Very closely ready, nearly. Have some water. So it is 12:30 on a Monday. So you all know what that time is. It is not the evening news time. Don't you just love it? Let's get a cheer. Woohoo for us. Woohoo for anyone on the right that's living it large currently. Thanks to Restore Britain and Rupert Lowe. I'm loving it. I'm loving this party so far. I've already signed up to become a member. Very happy about that. And I'm excited to see where this party goes. I'm loving it. At last, there is a party that actually fits my political views. It's so refreshing. Um, it's about time, really. It genuinely is just about time that this happened. It's crazy, you know, the way this country has just gone to shit over the last sort of 40 or 50 years, you know. But I mean, what can we do? It's just one of those things. But we are getting it back. We are taking it back. We will take it by force if necessary. And I don't see that as a bad thing. Right, let's get some news in. Let's get this started. Let's get the show on the road. So we have GB News, who have posted Politics Live, Labour Minister under investigation over smear scandal engulfing group linked to Keir Starmer. So we have Josh Simmons, the Labour Minister and former Labour Together Director, who commissioned the report to conduct a probe into journalists, has been placed under investigation. The Cabinet Office will be looking into launching an investigation into the smear scandal involving the think tank linked to Keir Starmer. Technology secrets, Liz Kendall said. That's because Keir Starmer is just a genuine piece of crap, and he genuinely just thinks that he is above the law, above everything else, and he is doing a great job for the country, which we all know he's absolutely not. He is absolutely scum, doesn't deserve any airtime whatsoever. And frankly, the bloke just makes me sick, genuinely does. Just make me sick. He's a horrible little cretin, a treacherous little cretin at that. And he deserves absolutely no respect whatsoever. He genuinely doesn't. So if you're one of those people that's still thinking to vote Labour, that thinks Keir Starmer's doing a good job, frankly, get in a hospital. You genuinely need your head examined. He is a traitor through and through. We next have Basil the Great, who has posted on X. Well, John Lamont MP says rape gangs were ignored by SNP, Scottish National Party that is, and Labour because of the Muslim bloc vote. Well, yeah, we all know that as absolute fact now. It's nothing you know, out of the ordinary to say. It's nothing that hasn't been said before. It seems to me that mainstream journalists, news channels, things like that, they're always the last to know anything. It's genuinely worrying that they sort of leave it till the last minute when everyone already knows about it. This is another reason that people are just switching off from mainstream media, because they either don't report on it at all, or they're so late to the party that everyone's already gone. Everyone knows that piece of information, and you just think, why are you being paid? You know, why do you still have a job? It's incredible. We have Britain is Broken on X, who has posted saying, breaking, Rupert Lowe announces plans to destroy the trans ideology. In a recent X post, Rupert Lowe said, "Restore Britain will not pretend that a man wearing a dress is a woman. We're just not going to do that. We will not deny biological reality. We will not indulge in this madness." And yes, once again, I absolutely agree with Rupert Lowe. This has to be done. Let's stop this madness. Let's get it out of our society. None of us want that. None of us want that idiotic, frankly, Nazi ideology that they've got planned. They're already indulging in, teaching children that you can change your sex, your gender, your biological birth gender as a child. That's absolutely disgusting. And we're already seeing court cases arise from the kids from yesteryear that are growing up now and deciding, damn, I actually wasn't trans. It was just something that I thought was cool when I was a child. But obviously, by that point, it's too late. You're going to see masses and masses of court cases coming up soon, trying to prosecute maybe the parents, because they should have been decent parents and said to the child, look, wait, if you think you're trans, wait until later on in life. And then they'll raise a court case against the doctors that actually performed surgeries on them, that gave them puberty blockers or anything like that. It just has to be done. It's right thing to do, and I am absolutely 100% behind it. I am here for it. Absolutely, so happy about that. Yes, so happy about that. We have next on Threads, we have, one second, why can't I get rid of that? On Threads, we have Decons062183, who has posted on Threads to say, just Japan has passed new laws to completely crack down on Islam. Halal slaughter, calls to prayer, public praying, and large mosques have all been banned. Japan has seen what Islam has done to the West and has said no before it gets too late. Yes, well done, Japan. Who knows, in a few years, in the very near future, you may be a safe haven for Europeans that have been displaced due to their countries being taken over by Islamic rule, by Sharia law. And again, nobody wants that. So well done, Japan. Genuinely happy for you. With Rupert Lowe in power, I can only hope that Britain goes the same way. Fingers crossed, people. Ollie London on X has posted, Irish singer Imelda May waves a Palestinian flag while singing about LGBTQI plus rights. She says, I'm gay, I'm straight, I'm bi, I'm trans. In Palestine, LGBT people are severely persecuted and often killed for their identity. Yes, I mean, if you don't know this, then pick up a book, visit somebody that knows about this stuff and get yourself educated. Because if you are gay, if you are bi, if you are trans in Palestine, they will destroy you. They will kill you without a moment's hesitation. The second you walk out of your front door with a dress on, or if you're a girl, if you dress masculinely, you would just be killed. There's no question about it. There's no argument about it. It's not like they'll come up to you and say, hey, get back indoors and take that dress off. We need you to dress like a man. That doesn't happen. No, they literally just grab you, drag you down the street, and just stone you to death. It's absolutely disgusting. Again, if you are that way inclined, you really don't want to vote Green, your party, anything like that. Even Labour and Conservative, even Reform a little bit, are bowing to Sharia law. So there you go. It's just is what it is. We have somebody on YouTube saying, no one knows what you are doing. Why is that? Why does no one know what I am doing? I've just realized I haven't plugged my microphones in. So well done, me. Isn't that fantastic?
recording through USB mic. What a day, what a legend. I can't believe I've done that, but thank you. Aloha 5985. Thank you for letting me know that I had no sound or anything. That's very good very good of you. Cheers. Hopefully I've got sound now and you can all hear me. Okay, we have the British Patriot, who on X has posted strong rumours swirling on social media. Ant Middleton is set to join Rupert Lowe's Restore Britain and run as their candidate for London Mayor. Yes, I absolutely love this. I hope this is true. I genuinely do. I hope Ant Middleton runs with Rupert Lowe and smashes it. You know, I genuinely believe there is enough people following Restore now to make them the next mainstream party in a matter of weeks. I genuinely do. They've already taken over Lib Dems with their members, and I think it's only a matter of time before they overtake others. The Greens, Conservatives, Labour, and obviously Reform. They will all be overtaken by Restore UK, Restore Britain. We have Britify UK on Threads, who has said, incredible news, Restore Britain just hit 50,000 members. Rupert Lowe 10, Marabara Boltel polling 10% nationally, now with 50,000 members. They can win this election. Join the party today. Yes, Britify UK, I absolutely agree with you. That is absolutely what I've done. I have joined the party. I am there. I am right there with you. We are going to smash this. We are going to win. It's only a matter of time. It's not a case of if we will win. It's just a matter of when we will win. Official Alani Lennox on Threads has said, "Dear friends, this is how to erase the history of Palestine, a lesson from the British Museum." And what this post is regarding is the British Museum removes Palestine from displays after pressure from pro-Israel lawyers. Well, that's because the pro-Israel lawyers are speaking truth. They know that there is no Palestine mentioned throughout history, other than, you know, by those that call themselves Palestine recently and are driven to make it a country, even though it's never been recognized as a country. It has no government. It just has Hamas, which is a terrorist Islamic group. So, you know, why was Palestine there in the first place? You know that the British Museum bowed to the pro-Palestine wankers, and they added Palestine to a load of different displays, to a load of different things. And now that we're getting a bit of common sense back in place, now they're having to remove that to actually be factual, to actually represent true history again. It's a sad state of events that it's gotten to this place, that it's gotten to this point. But again, it's changing. You know, if we can get Rupert Lowe into power, then all will be okay. We have Officer 1040 Cover on Threads, who has said French patriots are organising night patrols in Paris, attacking members and supporters of Antifa and firing fireworks at illegal immigrants. Yeah, because they've had enough. They've absolutely had enough. France has endured quite a tough time with the immigrants because they've had no control. It's so easy to get into France, even more so than Britain, obviously, because we are an island over here. But again, it's one of those things that it should never have happened, but the government has allowed it to happen. The government has willed it to happen, and the people now are just having to sort it out. This is obviously, I imagine this is brought on by the guy. I will look up his name later on. I'm sure it will come up in another story here. The guy that was beaten to death by Antifa a few nights back It's just a disgusting story. But again, this is the left. This is the pro-Palestine lot. This is the Muslims. This is what they do. They will beat you to death in the streets if you don't adhere to their ideologies. That's the way that works. I know of another story, by the way, that's coming up. I've definitely flagged it, where British people now, the pro-Palestine lot, are going around Sheffield and knocking on doors asking if people are going to be supporting Palestine and boycotting Israel. And if those people say no, piss off, they mark them down and mark their property as somebody that's not a comrade. Solidarity. They'll mark them down as one of them, an infidel, basically. Again, this is a very Muslim thing to do. This is a very Nazi thing to do. It genuinely is. The Nazis knocked on doors asking who's with us. The Muslims will always knock on doors asking who's with us. It's what they do. It's recruitment, and it's persecution and attacks on people in your local area that won't go along with your ideology. That is exactly what that is. But again, there you go. It's something that I can't personally fix. I'd love to. The only way we'll get through this is to vote in a decent government, and just frankly, just put these Palestine people down. Just absolutely destroy them. And it will get to a point where if a Palestine protest sort of starts to merge up somewhere, then people just come out of their houses and just say, get the fuck out.
Needs to get to that
point. We genuinely do. Lee Nallingham on X has said there are 460 rapes reported in Tower Hamlets in 2025. That's more than one rape every single day in their borough. And those are just the reported cases. We all know sexual offences are hugely underreported. So the real number is likely far, far higher. Tower Hamlets is now the fourth worst borough in London for rape. Imagine that. Tower Hamlets, I always thought was a very nice place. Now it's the fourth worst borough in London for rape. That is absolutely disgusting. But again, it's not surprising, because you've just brought a load of illegal invaders in there and set them free upon the people there to do as they please. But what do you think they're going to do? Genuinely, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to turn to crime and they're going to rape people. And then even if they get caught for it, what they're going to do is they're going to make bail and then just leave the country, probably just go home. That's what they'll do. That's what they've been doing. And they know they can get away with it. We have
on X
who has said Bristol van living surges as housing collapse spreads. Yes, so I've known about this again. I've learned about this for a little while, and it's popping up all over the country now. And again, it's getting to that point where people are starting to notice it. So what's happening is people are getting thrown out of their properties. People can't afford to maintain their properties or pay the rent on their or mortgage on their properties. So the only other option really is to get a camper van, get a caravan, and live in that instead. It's happening everywhere, and it's only going to become more prominent. It's only going to become more common with Angela Rayner's and Rachel Thieves ideas and running of the country, and the way Keir Starmer just lets them kind of do as they want. I'm pretty sure Angela Rayner and Rachel Reeves has got something on Keir Starmer that he doesn't want released, and so they've just got free reign, really. I mean, Angela Rayner, for not paying that 40,000 tax bill that she's got, which she still hasn't paid, by the way, is absolutely disgusting. But he keeps her around. She's not an MP anymore. She's not legitimate anymore. But for some reason, she's still running around, releasing stupid stories about how she might challenge Keir Starmer and shit, and he just doesn't seem to do anything about it. Is it because he's just cowardly? Is it because they've got something on him? I honestly couldn't tell you, but personally I think it's because they've got something on him. They know some shit about Keir Starmer that he doesn't want out there. But Keir, again, you know, the way Britain is going is you're just going to have invaders in houses doing nothing, and you're going to have British people in caravans, in motorhomes, or whatever you want to call them, RVs, whatever. And you know, that's the way it's going to go. But the people in the RVs, the people with the least, are going to be the people working. So we've got, in essence, kind of a slavery kind of situation here, where we are, that the indigenous people are the ones that are persecuted now. It's incredible. But again, lefties and lefty governments have let this happen. They've encouraged this to happen. They're just disgusting people. GB News reports rejoining EU customs union could cost British economy £40 billion a year. Keir Starmer has been warned, and he doesn't care. He thinks he's doing a fantastic thing by rejoining the EU. He's ignoring the people. He's completely ignoring democracy and dragging us back into the EU, even though we now have deals with other countries that if we go back into the EU, they can back out of. They can literally back out of and just say, no, you're not getting anything back. You know, you've broken that contract, basically. So we've got that. You've got the EU, which is absolutely falling apart. It is in tatters right now. And you've got other countries that are looking to leave the EU. And for some reason, you've got Keir Starmer saying, yeah, let's get back into the EU. An absolute idiot. The bloke he just doesn't know what he's doing, but still carries on anyway. He's like the guy that lies at work on his CV and then gets hired, and you just have to carry him through everything. But obviously, being Prime Minister, you can't be carried. So you just look like an absolute dickhead, which he genuinely is. Which is fine. He's just exposed himself. How he still remains in power is an absolute mystery to me. I cannot understand how he has done that. If I had any say in it whatsoever, genuinely rip him out of number 10 as soon as possible. Don't even wait for him to pack his bags, kick him out, and just say, do you know what, we'll get a company in to box everything up and we'll just mail it to you. We'll just drive it to you wherever you choose to reside. GB News has posted Team GB enjoy spectacular snowboard success as historic gold medal won at Winter Olympics. Yes, I believe this is the second gold medal now Britain has won at the Winter Olympics. And sadly, I have to report that I do not give a fuck about it. And the only reason for that is Britain doesn't feel like Britain anymore. Everyone knows it. Everyone feels it. You know, it's not that the Team GB Winter Olympic team don't represent me. You know, there's not a lot of things in Britain anymore that represent me. I'm still old school. I'm still held to accountability to my culture of old Britain, not this new Britain shit. And so I don't feel represented by Team GB Winter Olympics team at all. And so I will not watch it. I will not cheer them on.
Cheer on anything.
You know, I would cheer on dominoes, you know, if Britain were attending in a dominoes competition. I'd absolutely go there and watch that. But I'm not going to, because I just don't. I'm not interested. I'm not interested because the British team aren't British. So, you know, it's another one of those things where you just think it's just been ruined, isn't it? Just, you don't care about it anymore. Just piss off, basically. And that's where we're at with that. The Green Party has put out a post saying, I'm really worried for my friends and neighbours who are immigrants. We have 00 Alex. Are you new? Yes, I am. Only been up and running as a channel now for about 2-3 months. It's just I have depression, and it's just something I do to vent and get everything off my chest that I'm feeling and frustrated with, which is a lot because I live in Britain. So there's a lot to be frustrated with here in Britain. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Double O, Alex. Appreciate the sub. Thanks very much. The Green Party. I'm really worried about my friends and neighbours who are immigrants or the children of immigrants who've kept our city region moving for decades. No, they haven't. We've done statistics on these people, these invaders that are in our country, and they are a net negative to our country. The only net positive to Britain is black people and white people. That is it. The you've got Chinese people, but there's not enough of them to make a significant difference with the sort of GDP to Britain. So they're neither kind of net positive or net negative. But when you've got people coming in from Pakistan, places like this, sort of Islamic countries, they do not want to work. They do not want to integrate with our country. So they just take, and the statistics show that they are a net drain on resources of Britain year in, year out. They are not contributors. It also statistically shows that children of immigrants, not the immigrants themselves when they first come over to Britain, it's the children of those immigrants that are most likely to become terrorists. Genuinely, look it up. If you don't believe me, Google search it. The children of immigrants, or invaders as I call them, that come to this country, they are more likely to become terrorists than the invaders themselves that come to this country. Look at Axel Ruben, whatever the fuck his name is, that killing fucking Nazi bastard. He was a second generation immigrant in this country. Obviously shouldn't have been, but obviously he was raised by his parents, who obviously said to him, the party, the country that we came from was fantastic and Britain's disgusting, and they either intentionally or unintentionally turn their children into terrorists. And it's sad, but it's a truth that you have to deal with. You have to address this to sort it out, which again I'm hoping Rupert Lowe will do. Restore Britain has said any teacher, medical professional or individual in any position of authority who encourages a young child to mutilate themselves would be prosecuted under the Restore Britain government. Again, yes, I love that. I'm absolutely here for that. Thank you, Rupert Lowe. I genuinely hope we get into power, Restore Britain, because everything that he's saying in the minute is just common sense. You would think it's common sense. You would think it's normal kind of thought process, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's somebody, Rupert Lowe, has to get up there and say, this is how we're going to run this, when it should just be run that way anyway. It's insanity. Down with bloody Keir Starmer and the UK Labour government. They do not represent the true British people. We need to get them out of power as soon as possible. We have Jean Hatchett on X, who has posted there was a Jew hunt from door to door in Woodseats, Sheffield. We ended it within 15 minutes because they didn't like the Jew hunt shouted at them. So again, this is what I said about earlier. So it's predominantly, in fact, it's exclusively Muslims and pro-Palestine lefties that are doing this. They're going house to house to suss out who are the Jewish people, who's with pro-Palestine and who is pro-Israel. Now that sounds familiar, doesn't it? The Nazis did it, and Muslims do it in Muslim countries. So again, if your local area, this hasn't happened yet with Operation Scatter, I guarantee you within the next couple of years, You will have somebody knock at your door and say, are you pro-Palestine? Are you pro-Israel? Are you Muslim? Are you Jewish? And they'll want to know everything about you so that they can mark you down for interrogation, for attacks on your property later on. Again, this is nothing new. This has happened at least for the last 20 years. Look at Luton. Luton is a fine example of what happens when you lose control of invaders in an area. And I just have to say, there is no amount of money on earth that would get me to live in Luton. I would genuinely rather die than live in Luton. Yeah, because it's basically a shithole. But a lot of places are going like that now. You know, Birmingham, London, Manchester, Rochdale is quite a lot like it, but not as bad. But Luton is an absolute shithole. I genuinely feel sorry for any British person, any Christian that lives there. We have London and UK Street News has posted a murder investigation launched in Peckham Rye after a 19-year-old was stabbed to death yesterday evening. And this is a recent post. So yes, yesterday a 19-year-old? A 19-year-old was stabbed to death at Peckham Rye in London. Police are investigating that. I doubt they'll get anything done because they're bloody useless, and yeah, they don't know how to police anymore. They don't know how to investigate anything anymore. They are just absolutely...
Even if they did
their job properly, the Crown Prosecution Service will not go through with that. They won't follow through and do a good job themselves. So what you end up with is the police, those very few that are willing to do a good job, they just get let down at the last hurdle when the Crown Prosecution Service just let these people go, or just give them a really stupidly light sentence. You know, it's one of those things you see it every day. If you're white, British, and patriotic, right wing in Britain, you are going to jail at the earliest opportunity. They want you out of the streets. They want you in prison. If you are basically anything else in Britain now, then you pretty much get a free pass. You know, we've all seen the stories of, you know, multi-rape people that have committed these crimes. And they just get, you know, 2 weeks in prison, or, you know, a suspended sentence. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And everyone knows it. Everyone knows that this is a joke country now. Everyone knows that the police are a joke. Everyone knows that the Crown Prosecution are a joke. It's no secret. The only people that don't seem to know or don't report on it is the mainstream media, the government, the police, and the Crown Prosecution Services. Everyone else knows they're absolutely fucking useless. But there you go. We have Basil the Great on X, who has posted, there is now an interactive map to tell you how taken over areas of the UK are by Islam. You can search for your area of the country and see exactly how many Muslims, mosques, etc., etc., are in the vicinity. So if that is something that you are interested in, look up Basil the Great on X and look up this post, and there is a link beneath it that says peace and quiet, find your quiet. You'll be able to look up your local area or other areas throughout Britain to find out how many Muslims, how many mosques or anything like that are in your local area, or an area that you're particularly interested in. I expect that would be particularly helpful if you were moving to a new property. If you were looking to move to a new area, you'd be able to check beforehand whether it's going to worth going to look at a property, because you may find that you're moving to a road, you're going to look at a house on a road that's just full of invaders. You know, you just got invaders next door and across the street, and you're just surrounded by them. Fuck that. No one wants to live like that, do they? Because they make it a mess, and they don't care about keeping community safe, keeping it clean or anything like that. They have their own agendas, and it doesn't work. It just does not work. GB News have put out a story saying Zahir Youssef refuses to rule out a right-wing coalition as he boasts no shortage of huge roles in Reform UK's cabinet. Yes, well, I'm the more I learn about Reform UK, the more I dislike them, the more they're moving away from what I actually want from a government, and I don't like it. Now, I've never been
or anything like that
of Zahir Youssef or the Reform government, but again, because they never really got me with that hardline kind of policy or anything like Restore Britain has done. But again, the more I learn about them, the more they say, the more they talk about what they're going to do, what their policies are, anything like that, the more I learn about them, the more I dislike. And it's so sad because they seem to have the majority following at the moment. But again, if we've got enough time with Restore Britain, I think that's going to turn very, very quickly. We have Grifty, who has posted on X to say electoral watchdog boss warns Keir Starmer that council elections must go ahead in May despite government's delays. The Electoral Commission's Vijay Rangajan slammed the decision to let 63 authorities postpone polls, insisting capacity constraints like costs are not sufficient reason to create a conflict of interest for councillors avoiding voters. Yeah, because that is all they are doing. Labour know that they are finished, they are done, and they know that if people get a vote for local elections or anything, particularly in the ones that are meant to be safe havens, safe areas for Labour, when they start falling like dominoes, they know and everyone knows they've lost the country. No one wants them in power. So the only reason that they can combat that is to just not have them. It's disgusting. It's un-British. It's unpatriotic. It's just a clown show. But they seem to be just getting away with it. They seem to be able to do anything they want right now. And I've never seen a PM like this that has been able to just do exactly as he pleases without consequence. It's incredible. Britain is Broken has posted on X. Football club owner has been stabbed and burgled at his home in London. Fawaz Al-Hawasi was asleep in his £10 million London home when he was burgled. He sustained stab wounds to his hand and injuries to his neck. Right, so now I don't have a lot of empathy for this guy or sympathy, because I guarantee you he's one of those lefties that that wants more, that says that says refugees welcome here and all that kind of nonsense. So I guarantee you he's one of those guys, and it's actually quite funny to see it happen to the rich at last, because for such a long time it's only been the poor and the middle class that have had to put up with invaders and the threat of being stabbed or the threat of being raped, and obviously actually happening, the consequences of letting invaders into this country. But now there's so many of them, there's so many invaders that they're starting to attack the rich as well. I don't want to sound like I'm happy about it, but if you tease the dog, it's going to bite you, and that's the way I feel about this. For rich people that suffer consequences of invaders in this country, because it's like if I see a refugees welcome here campaigner that gets robbed or anything like that. I don't care. You know, you wanted them here, and now you've got robbed by the people that you're protesting to keep in the country. You got what you deserved, in my opinion. That's absolutely fine by me. It's like when I see people in the street, and if somebody if anything happens to somebody, and it's necessary for me to jump in and intervene, I genuinely think I'd say to them, are you left wing or are you right wing, before I help them. And if they say left wing, carry on. Nah, fuck it. You do you do whatever you need to do. And not help them. Whereas if they say right wing, yeah, all right, come on, I'll give you a hand, I'll help you. That's just that's the way the country's gone now. That's the way it's been forced to go. There you go. Grifty on X, who has posted children as young as 4 suspended for attacking teachers, bringing weapons and sexual misconduct. Nearly 11,000 reception pupils age 4 to 5 were suspended in England last year. I can't talk today. Were suspended in England last year, almost double the figure from 2 years earlier, including 51 for weapons and 39 for sexual misconduct. Now, again, this is what happens when you bring a load of invaders into the country whose culture doesn't match ours, and that there would be acceptable to them. That would be part of life for them, and so they pass that kind of outlook onto their children that go into schools, and then British children learn from them that it's okay to do this kind of stuff, you know, that they become friends with them, and then they're likely to do it too. So again, it's an inherited problem that's been brought in by invaders, and it's not going away. You know, it's these children now, they have that in their heads. They genuinely think it's okay, it's fine. So there you go. This is another reason you're going to get white terrorists, white Islamic terrorists, white Islamic suicide bombers. The reason for that is they're going to be converts to Islam, and again, they are more likely, statistically, they're much more likely to become extremists in Britain. Because they feel like they have something to prove. They feel like to be accepted, you have to go as far into Islam and the regime as possible. So they become Islamists. They become terrorists. It happens. So we have Tommy Robinson has posted on X to say a caller calling in to the Jeremy Vine show has said, I don't feel safe in immigrant-infested London. I've been stabbed twice there. And the counter-argument TV host says, it's a big city, sadly that happens. So again, the mainstream media, the government, the police, all these people out in public, they'll just say, yeah, that's part of life. You know, there's always that risk that you're going to get stabbed walking down the street. No, that shouldn't be the case. No, we were a high trust society. You know, we used to let women and children and everything go and camp out wherever they wanted and do whatever they wanted, and just tell them be home before the lights come on the street. You know, that's how high trust society we were. That's how much community we had, because obviously if a child went missing or anything like that, you'd immediately go to your neighbors, your friends, and get your community out looking for them. But it never happened. That's why you was comfortable doing it. And it's the same with women out on a Friday night, dressed in a kind of revealing way, promiscuous way. They could do that. They could go out, get absolutely wrecked, shot after shot, drink after drink, pass out on a park bench or something, and then just walk home the following morning. Well, I'm sure we've all done that. I know I've done that. But these days, you can't do that. You absolutely cannot, especially if you're a woman, because you will get raped. There's that risk that you'll get raped. And for me, if I did that now, there's that risk that I will be stabbed. There's that risk that I'll just wake up to my throat slit, just rolling on the floor dying. Because we live in a low trust society now, with invaders here that just want to absolutely destroy the place and make it just like the shitholes that they've left themselves. It's absolutely disgusting. And for this guy on Jeremy Vine to sit there and say, oh yeah, that's just part and parcel of living in a city, fuck him. Seriously, fuck that guy. Fuck Jeremy Vine for having him on his show. Fuck all of the mainstream media. Absolute wankers. We have a post from Samantha Smith on X, who says things that are legal in Islam controlled by Afghanistan. We have slavery, child marriage, cousin marriage, killing infidels. That's you and me, by the way. Sexual violence against kids, beating children, just as long as you don't break bones or tear the skin. That's the rule, by the way. Things that are illegal. This is the stuff that they don't want in Islam. Chess. It's the first one. Chess. Not so good in Islam, is it? They don't want you to be educated and know how to play chess. Women being visible from windows. Women showing their faces, hands, feet, eyes, legs, mouths, or any other body part other than their eyes, basically. Places of immorality, including barbershops and beauty salons. No, you cannot look good in Islam. That's a rule. Women speaking, women having a job, women going to school or university, women singing, women leaving the house without a male escort, women driving, women going to public places, including parks, gyms, amusement parks, and salons. No, women, you're not allowed to go there anymore once Sharia law kicks in. Women exercising outdoors, women reading aloud, women accessing healthcare without male approval and homosexuality, that's out the door when Sharia law kicks in. Playing or listening to music in public, yep, that's halal, you can't do that. Dancing, photography or filming any living thing, no. Any depictions of living things, including people and animals, as we know from last Christmas, there was a video sent out to Muslims saying, snowman. You cannot build a snowman in Islam because it has a face. What a fucking ridiculous religion that is. Okay, we photographer, any pictures of living things. All non-Islamic holidays not allowed. Converting from Islam, so you can't leave Islam once you've joined Islam. So when you see these kids again over Christmas, you know you had those stalls of Muslims that were converting people there and then in Christmas markets. Well, those people that have been converted that just think, oh, I'll just forget about it, we'll get this done and then I'll just forget about it. No, they are in Islam now. They are Muslims. They will be forced to go to mosques. They will be harassed and attacked until they follow it to the letter. It's absolutely disgusting. And if they say, I don't like this, I want to leave, I don't want to go to the mosque, I don't want to live like this, then you're open for a readjustment on whether you're living or not. Sharing any non-Islamic material, protesting in any form or activism. That's an important one, because once Sharia law's in place and you want to protest it to get it out of place again, to get rid of it, you can't. It's all locked up in a nice little box. Once you're in Islam, once you've got Sharia law from Islam in your country, you literally cannot leave Islam and you protest Islam or anything else for that matter. So, you know, once they're in power, very hard to get them out again. Photographing government or military personnel, buildings, checkpoints, etc. Again, they don't want you to know what they're doing. This is ISIS. This is what do you call it? Hamas. You know, this is so all of them can operate without the fear of being recorded or photographed doing despicable things. This is a rule law in Palestine as well, which is why you rarely get true depictions of what's going on in Palestine. You only get these fake AI shitty videos that
The pieces.
that's it. Pork, none of that anymore, and alcohol, none of that anymore. That is what you will get under Sharia law if you vote in the Greens, your party, Conservatives, even Reform at this point are bending the knee. Labour, if you vote them in again, that they're all bowing down to Islam. The only party that is saying no, well, actually, there's two, is UKIP and Restore Britain. UKIP has no chance, although I do like Mark Tanconi, because UKIP it just doesn't go anywhere. It never builds momentum. It just doesn't go anywhere. But Restore Britain, that looks as if it's gonna be the one that brings us back from the knife edge of all the mistakes
Over the past.
few decades, and I absolutely welcome it. I cannot wait to get this started. I genuinely cannot. Like I said, I'm already a member of Restore Britain. I cannot wait to get this started. Pardon me. N space ECC St George's flag, St George's flag, St George's flag says on X, thumbs up if you agree. And there is a picture that says, most of us didn't start talking about politics because we wanted to. We simply wanted to be left alone. But they decided to shit on our morals and tear our country apart. They activated us, and now we are here for it. Yeah, that sums up how I feel about it perfectly. It really does. I was an electrician for 20 years. Didn't give a crap about politics, but behind closed doors, obviously, they were scheming. They were fucking us over as a country, as a people, as a culture. They were fucking us over. And now we're at a point where people know it's happening. People are looking into the past and digging up different things that have happened over the years. Now, I can't be an electrician anymore. I'm too depressed about the state of my country, about everything in life, to work anymore. And again, yeah, I'm absolutely here for the revolution. Absolutely. I cannot wait to get it started. Ben on Wine has take over the whole of Birmingham, the whole of the West Midlands, the whole of the UK. This is a British MP, Iqbal Mohammed, calling for Islamists to take over the UK. So this is another one of those things of when they tell you who they are, when they tell you what they're here to do, believe them. Don't sit there and say, oh, it will never happen. It won't happen. They're just being silly. No, they fully intend to do this. They fully intend to take over this country. And unless you fight them, they're going to win. Completely up to you. Again, I'm part of Restore Britain. I go to protests and things like that. I do all of that now for the last couple of years, pretty much. Because I feel I have to. I want to fight for my country. You should too. Paul Golding has posted on X to say, illegal migrants arrive in the UK. Look how entitled they are. It's infuriating. So we have a guy, an invader, just walking down the street up to his hotel. He's just been bussed in, and he's got both fingers in the air, just swearing at everyone. He's doing the old, sucky gesture and things, because he knows he's in the UK now. He's going to get benefits. He's going to get healthcare. He's going to get a roof over his head. He's going to get pocket money. He's going to get new clothes. He's going to get a new phone. It's just ridiculous what this country has become. But there you go. Again, it's what can you do? What can we do about this, eh? Other than join Restore Britain. They are the only party that I've seen that will get this done and has the momentum to get this done. Hustle Bitch on X has said, police ticket woman for using her right hand. Right, okay. So yeah, I liked this story, so I've added it in. In fact, we'll finish on this story because we're at 53 minutes on the recording. So we will finish with this story. So a woman records herself getting pulled over, then films the entire exchange. The officer writes her a citation for holding
Right.
hand while driving. Right? You following along? Yeah. She doesn't argue. She doesn't correct him. She doesn't explain anything. He repeats. Repeats what he saw. Writes the ticket. Tells her to take it to court, and she accepts it and drives away. No arguments. No hassle. Then she finished off the video by adding that she has no right hand. So this police officer, he couldn't have seen her holding her phone with her right hand. She doesn't have a right hand. So he's lying, clearly, just lying. I absolutely agree with this. I've said for a long time, if the police stop you, no matter where you are, in your car, in your just walking down the street or anything, just pull your phone out, start filming, and say nothing at all, no matter what they say. Just say nothing. And if they want to take you in, just when they release you, just say nothing throughout the whole lot. You know, when they take you in for interview, nothing. Don't even say no comment. Just don't speak. And then when they release you, get somebody in the know to look over your video of what the police officer did and see if you can fight them, take them to court, even if that means taking them to court personally rather than taking the police to court, because you've got a much higher chance of winning that case if you take a police officer to court privately. Themselves, the system, believe me, they will drop that police officer in a heartbeat. It's so funny to see. Again, it's happened so many times where somebody says, right, I'm taking you to court, and the police commissioner and everything immediately say, right, you're suspended, you're sacked, you know, you're gone, basically. We're not supporting you whatsoever. And it just becomes a problem for that individual police officers to sort out. And that's why police don't want to police anymore. That's one of the reasons, because they know that these days they're liable for everything they do, and what they're being asked to do is absolutely disgusting. As far as I'm concerned, if you're a police officer in this country, you're a disgusting person. But right, I thought that was a funny story to finish on. A police officer ticketing a woman for using her right hand to hold a phone to her face when she does not have a right hand. Absolutely hilarious. Shows what lying little bastards they are. I hope you have a good rest of the day. We'll finish it there. Cheers, everybody.